We're beginning a new Mishnah today. The Mishnah on the Vav on the base begins Hayushnayim Roin Oso Mechalon Zeh. If two witnesses observed a crime from one window, Vishnayim Roin Oso Mechalon Zeh, and two other witnesses see the murder from a different window, Ve'echad Masra Bo Be'emsa, and one individual warns the murderer, attempted murderer, is standing in between them. He's standing between the two sets of witnesses, and he warns them and says that if you do this action, you're going to be punished. You're going to be punished by death. As long as some of the witnesses saw each other, Hare elu edus achas, we will consider the two sets of witnesses as one unit. V'im lav, but if not, if they don't both see each other, the sets don't see each other, Hare elu shtei edios, then they are considered as two sets. Lefikach. Therefore, im nitzis achas mehen zomemes, if one of the sets of witnesses would be found to be discredited, disqualified as zomim, hu vehein nehergen v'hashniya patura. Him, meaning the two witnesses of one set, are going to be killed. The hashniya and the second set, since they couldn't see the first set, are going to be exempt, even though they also lied, because they claim that they saw something. They are not going to be killed as zomim. Rabbi Yossi Omer, Rabbi Yossi says, La'olam ein nehergen ad shehu shnei edav masrin bo, that one can never execute witnesses unless both witnesses, the two witnesses who testified against the accused, were both warned. Shenamar, as it says, Al pi shneim edim, says Al pi shneim edim, by the testimony of two witnesses. And we also understands from this that every component, every part of the testimony, including the warning, must come from both witnesses. Since the criminal in the case was not warned by the two witnesses, rather he was warned by a third party, those witnesses cannot be killed. Therefore, in our case, since the warning was coming from a different person, not from those witnesses, we are not going to punish the zomim and kill them. Davar acher, al pi shneim edim, shlotehe Sanhedrin shamas mipi hamaturgaman. Another lesson that we learn from here is that the words of the testimony Sanhedrin cannot listen to the words, the court, through an interpreter. Rather, they have to be understood by the court has to understand the witnesses by their language alone. Okay, so that is the Mishnah. Let's take just a glance at how it looks. This is a scenario. Again, you notice that you have two sets of witnesses. You have the first set over here in the window, and they seemingly saw the murder. And here, another set sees the murder. The question is, do we treat both of these groups as one? Are we going to treat it as one group, or are we going to treat it as two separate groups? And ultimately, in our case, we only had one of the two witnesses. Even if one of the two witnesses see each other, they are going to create a unit, and therefore if they see this incident, and the person down here is giving the warning, it'll unite them as one unit. And therefore we'll treat them as one unit. Also in terms of the halacha of zomim, if they cannot see each other, we'll treat them as a separate unit. There's going to be one set here and one set there, and we'll treat them as two separate units if they could not see each other. Just to take a moment to look at Rashi. Rashi seems to say that Hare elu edus achas, there's one unit, v'imhuzum achad mehen, Oshenu lohozmu kulan ein hergen. If one set is made zommim, or two lohozmu kulan ein hergen. Unless all of them are made into zommim, we would not kill them, because again we treat them all as one unit. So going with the opinion of Rabbi Shimon, who says that you have to make them all zommim to kill them, only part of them are zommim, they would not become zommim. Shalot hei Sanhedrin shamas. Edus ha'edim mipia returgaman. Sanhedrin cannot hear the testimony of the witnesses from a translator. Tzrichin hadayanim sheyu makirin b'lashon ha'edim. The judges themselves have to recognize the language of the witnesses. V'lo sheyamdu melitz benotam, and not that there should not be any interpreter between them. Okay, wishing you guys good luck in reviewing this Mishnah.